Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the broadcast today. I am quite excited to be with you here. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be with you, come back to be with you today. This is a news making day, and I thought to come to you with some developing story out of Buea. It is very, very, very important that we bring this to you as the interim government. And so, before I get there, as usual, I invite you to go on and hit your share button. Let us populate the platform before I come to you with all that I bring today. Don't touch your remote. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope everybody out there is doing excellent. This is such a wonderful day to be alive. I want to welcome all of you who are joining from ground zero, ground one, all of sub-Saharan Africa, and I won't forget our friends out there in Kenya, in Sierra Leone, in Equatorial Guinea, in Gabon, in Congo Brazzaville, and Congo Democratic Republic, and where is it again? And of course, all of you out there watching by way of satellite in all of sub-Saharan Africa, I say good evening to all of you. And to you in London, in the European Union, in Canada, in Asia, China, and of course the continent USA and South America. I say good afternoon to all of you. It is exciting joining you here from the great state of Texas in the USA. I bring you good news, everything about this revolution, ladies and gentlemen, is good news, and when you see me here, you can count on good news. So please, again, thanks for tuning in. By those of you joining by way of Facebook, go ahead, hit your share button. In the next 3 minutes, let's make this up to 700 viewers on Facebook. 700 viewers on Facebook, so I can come to you with interesting development that we are getting coming from ground zero, precisely between the axis of Buea and Victoria. So please go ahead, hit your share button. Let's populate this platform as soon as we can. Give me 700 people out there. In the meantime, let me see who is joining the broadcast here. Let me see who is joining the broadcast here today, this afternoon or evening, depending wherever you happen to be. All right, I like the pace at which these numbers are growing. Ladies and gentlemen, as you join, go ahead and hit your share button. If you are watching by way of Facebook, by way of YouTube, please hit your share button as you join. Hit your share button as you join. Let's get, we now hit over 400 already, less than 300 to go. So please, if you are joining, do me that favor and do others that favor by hitting your share button. Let's get the platform populated. I got something That is a breaking story, a breaking development coming within the axis, from within the axis of Victoria and Buea, that will tell you what La République du Cameroon is about doing out there, and it has to do with all the deaths, all the killings, ladies and gentlemen, that we see out there today. So please, you want to get that story to you quickly, hit your share button. Let me see who is joining. Mirara Ofon, ahead, the anchor man himself. You are welcome, sir. Thank you, Mirara. Okay, Mercy in Joy, I see you, ma'am. Zofia Pius, watching from Congo, Brazzaville. Beautiful, beautiful. Ayuk Johnson, the Lion Man, our able Secretary Chris, with a magnificent voice. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that compliment. Tendong Imba, he says, you look handsome, Mr. Chris. Yes, my guy. You know, only handsome people come on television. You know that. Okay. All right. Desmond Elliott, sir, I see you. I see you. George Musa, Lion Man, Yamde Fierce, your voice. All right. I take it from you. Kufe, Robert, Julius Nji, Mickey Chechuma, Erickson's. It's a little difficult to pronounce there. Jessica Gorim. All right, ladies and gentlemen, how many do we have now? We have over 500. You are doing a fabulous job. In the next 2 minutes, let's hit 700. I have very, very important breaking story I come to you with today. Now, you would realize, ladies and gentlemen, Mondays, I am here on ABC Live every Mondays. You don't need any announcement. Now, after Mondays, every other day is an impromptu. Every other day is an impromptu. So if you happen to find me here on a Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday or Friday or Saturday, it is not usually planned. It is an impromptu, and that means I am coming with something very, very important to this struggle. So please, let's hit the share button. Bawe Isaac, good to see you, sir. Talam Donatus, watching from Deira. Where is Deira? Is that in the USA or where, sir? Asong. I see Chris from Massachusetts. Okay. Good to see you, sir. Jute Otian, Raymond Su, watching from Germany. Okay, please go on, keep on hitting your share button. Fred Bisson, I see you, sir. I see also Mbo Lexus, yeah. I see Mbo Lexus. I see Man David. I see Tar Samuel Wingo, watching from Brussels. Okay. Bifru, I see you. Momoto Daniel. Okay. Epie Brian Zale. Okay. Wemba Paul. Gladys. Okay. Davy White. Ladies and gentlemen, we are hitting 600 by now, 100 to go. If you have just joined by way of Facebook, please do me a favor, hit your share button. Let me come to you with this presentation proper. Now, ladies and gentlemen, on Monday, there is going to be a very, very special presentation on Monday. I shall be coming to you with a very, very critical security presentation on Monday. On Monday, I do not want anybody to miss this. Something is cooking under the table. It's being cooked under the table by French Cameroon, and I am coming to you on Monday to expose it. Nobody would want to miss that. All right. Wow, the numbers are just jumping. Almost 700 to go. Hit your share button if you are just joining, ladies and gentlemen. Your Royal Highness Njombo Moko. Okay, I see you, sir. I see you. Magdalene Dawes, Secretary Chris, you are looking very good. Thank you, Magdalene. Again, you know, only handsome people come on television. You have to know that. That is why they are called celebrities, right? Okay. Thank you for the compliment. All right. Nelly Nergs, greetings, sir. Amber Landers, let's honor our pledges and pay our draft. Yes, yes, yes. On that note, who said so? Amber Landers, let's honor our pledges and pay our draft. You are on point. You are on point. Peter and Dan, I see you. Fred Bisson, Fabs. Good evening, sir. The numbers are increasing. I can see the numbers are just jumping. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to be a man of my word. The numbers are over 700 already. I'd like to thank all of you who are joining the broadcast today. I have come to you today with three important subjects of discussion, and they have to do, ladies and gentlemen, they have to do with, of course, this weekend, Amber War Drive, talking about Momo precisely, Momo War Drive. And I shall also be talking about the propaganda that is being carried on in French Cameroon media to demoralize Ground Zero. I shall be exposing that. And lastly, which is the most important story that I came here today to bring to you, is about some killings that have been taking place in our territory, our people being killed like flies by French Cameroon administrators. I have some news. I am bringing to you, and that will be the last item on the broadcast today. And I will open the phone lines to take a few questions, maybe suggestions, maybe opinion from you. But again, as I come to you, please keep on hitting your share button. Ladies and gentlemen, this coming weekend is very, very critical, especially if you are a Momo indigenous. Momo County is one of the most populated in Ambazonia. It is one of those counties with more than 4 LGAs. And like Mezam have 7. Momo has 5. They have Njikwa, they have Ngi, they have Menemo, they have Widekum, they have Mogamo. And we are making the appeal to every Momoan out there. This is your turn and your challenge in this Ambazonia War Draft. You cannot let your own county down. This thing, ladies and gentlemen, is a thing of pride. I must tell you, it's a thing of pride. You cannot afford to let your own county down. Sunday is a day of challenge for all the Momoans out there. Whether you be in Europe, you be in Asia, you be anywhere out of the territory, out of homeland, you are invited and reminded to please join Momo's War Drive this coming weekend. We realize the plot by French Cameroon to distract, to sabotage the Momo War Drive, and they have been doing this very, very regularly of recent. When it came to Falco War Drive, they propagated the allegations that President Samuel Ekome Sako is in the pocket, it's in the handbag, it's in the payroll of what is his name again? The former Prime Minister. What is his name? The former Prime Minister from Falco. What is his name again? It's going off my mind. So they said he is in his payroll. Of course, we all knew that was propaganda. When the BLM came, they set out to sabotage with some stories without legs that yours truly was an integral part of the selling of our leaders in the Naira Hotel in 2017. They are still trying by all means to put some legs, get some legs onto that story. Unfortunately, the story isn't developing legs because a lie, ladies and gentlemen, will never ever develop efficient legs as to enable it to work. That is why a lot of public to Cameroon is failing. Now come to the turn of Momo, and they are saying they have killed Commando. They are sending in troops right now as I speak, as I come to you. They still have snipers in the bushes in Batibo, and all they want to do is hoping that they can kill some of the Ambazonia restoration fighters in that community, so people's spirits can be demoralized, dumping to go out or come out on Sunday to stand with Momo County in their war drive. Ladies and gentlemen, this war drive is about every county. It is not about the interim government. It is not about the center government. It is about your individual county. So if you belong to Momo, you belong to now, even when I talked about the counties, it dwells down to the local governments. So if you say, I don't want to support Momo, but you come from Widekum, you know Widekum will suffer. And we know Widekum has some of the best fighters out there. So if you are from Widekum, please step out, show up your face on Sunday at the Zoom Town Hall and raise funds to support our boys in Widekum. The same thing with Ingi, the same thing with Njikwa, the same thing with Menemo, the same thing with Mogamo. It dwells down, it comes down, ladies and gentlemen, to the local governments. And I don't want to believe that in your county you want to come last. No, absolutely not. You don't want your LGA to come last in your county. So Sunday is Momo's day. And one thing I would like to say is you don't have to wait till Sunday to do your draft. Call the phone number that is circulating, I think, on the social media and do your draft right now. That is very, very important, ladies and gentlemen. Momo is set, according to what I'm hearing, to challenge Mezam. And you want to be part of that. Now, I will take you to the next subject in this broadcast, ladies and gentlemen, and that has to do with the propaganda. That we have seen out there in the past few days. After French Cameroon descended its troops into Batibo, we all witnessed their propaganda on CRTV, on Equinox TV, in their newspapers, the Guardian Post in particular. And yesterday I put out an audio trying to debunk some of the things, especially those on ground zero. Those of you on ground zero, you are watching in their television stations. You have there is a television station that calls it My Prime Media. Then their coverage is so slanted. You wonder whether this television station has this revolution, this struggle, the interests of Ambazonia at heart. Equinox TV used to be the most respected out there. But the past few days I have been very, very ashamed of the form of journalism that Equinox TV practice. Of course, we all know of CRTV. We do not expect anything better coming from CRTV. But all these media houses, they have been carrying out reports in the past since Monday to the effect that French Cameroon has killed so many Amazonian restoration fighters. In fact, they have stated that some are laying down their arms in Bali, in Widekum. They killed in Widekum, they killed some in Bali, they killed many in Batabo. And CRTV and Equinox Television actually mentioned numbers. They said 13 Amazonian forces were killed between Bali, Batabo, and Widekum. CRTV also carried the news. Then came the Guardian Post, ladies and gentlemen, with a headline like this one that I would like you to take a look. This is the headline that the Guardian Post put out there. At least 24 Amba fighters, soldiers killed in military raids across Northwest, as they call it, Now, that is the Guardian Post. Now, the media, the television, their television stations, Equinox, Prime, and CRTV, they go about propagating these lies. I call them war propaganda. The question that all of us, ladies and gentlemen, we want to know is, if a TV station, a news channel in that matter is reporting in its news, in its news program that 13 people have been killed or 24 people have been killed, isn't it incumbent upon them to prove, to show some, at least, maybe not all, but at least some of the corpses? But whether be it CRTV, be it Equinox Television, be it Prime News, be it the Guardian Post, none of these media have been able, ladies and gentlemen, to present proof of all these huge numbers of casualties they want us to believe French Cameroon soldiers are meting upon us, upon our fighters. Where is the evidence? Where is the evidence? We want every Amazonian on ground zero to know La République du Cameroon has done everything to win this war, be it by force, by killing innocent people in their numbers and creating genocide in Ngaribu, in Pinyin, in Bali, all over the place, in Moyoka, in Ikona. They have failed. Now, they try to kill the restoration forces to no avail. The restoration forces are giving them a good fight. They are having a good fight for their money from the restoration forces. They went out saying Commando was dead. Commando is alive and strong and ready, waiting for them, waiting for the enemy, ladies and gentlemen. But the most unfortunate of all this, the most unfortunate, shameful journalism, unbecoming journalism is what the Guardian Post, ladies and gentlemen, is doing out there. This is a newspaper that we have long known is published by one of us. The Guardian Post is published by one of us. But we have long known that this guy who publishes the Guardian Post has been in the pay books, in the payroll of French Cameroon. The Guardian Post is in the habit. The Guardian Post has been in the habit of publishing war propaganda, unfounded propaganda. Of course, any propaganda is unfounded anyways. This particular newspaper has been in the habit of publishing unfounded allegations against this struggle. We want every Amazonian on ground zero to know the interim government officially is asking you on ground zero. You spend a dime or a franc reading the Guardian Post, you are buying French Cameroon propaganda machine. That is exactly what it is. You are buying French Cameroon propaganda machine. A few months ago, over 14 children were massacred in Ngaribo. The Guardian Post did not carry this kind of headline, ladies and gentlemen. They did not carry this kind of headline. But before then, there was this footage of a lady being smacked somewhere in Bali on the highway. And the Guardian Post carried a screaming headline, questioning why Ambazonian forces would do that. But when French Cameroon soldiers massacre Ambazonians, the Guardian Post doesn't do it. They don't report it. And if they report it, like in the case of Ngaribo, they hide. Any one of you out there who understand a little bit of journalism know there are certain stories that should take prime space in the newspaper headline. You do not take a story that deserves prime space and hide in the second page or hide in the little box corner on the front page, and you call that a lead story. That is not a lead story, and that is what the Guardian Post is doing. If they have to report anything that is favorable to the struggle, they box it at a little corner. They box it at a little corner like the one you can see on the top right corner there. The story you can see in the top right corner there, that is what they do. They will box it a little bit there, but then blow stories like this. You know what they are doing? They are trying, because the Guardian Post happened to be the only daily. By virtue of that, everybody, if you are a diplomat, you have the Guardian Post in your office. If you are a business person, you have the Guardian Post in your office. If you are an international traveler, you drop in Ambazonia, you are looking for Ambazonian papers, the one you want is the Guardian Post because it is a daily paper. That is the way journalism operates, the media operates. So, the Guardian Post has been in the habit of taking money, being on the consistent payroll of French Cameroon to publish stories and to slant stories against this revolution. And I'm not just saying this here to you. Today I'm only trying to draw this to your attention because I have had occasion, maybe about twice, to speak to the publisher to call his attention to the kind of slanted journalism that they do. But in this case, where they said at least 24 Ambazonia fighters were killed, I thought I should focus on, as you zero on this, and ask this question: Mr. Editor, Mr. Publisher, where is your evidence? If you have no evidence, you owe the people of Ambazonia a corrigendum on your front cover. Because you cannot, it is not enough for you to step out, blew out a headline, a story, 24 Amba fighters killed, and you have no single proof, no single photograph. That is what we call junk journalism, gutter journalism. That is not journalism. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are appealing to every one of you on ground zero. We have known the publisher of the Guardian Post to fly from Cameroon, La République du Cameroon, to the United States to cover CPDM conventions. They put money in his pocket. He flies to the USA to cover CPDM conventions. Ladies and gentlemen, if you do not know that, this paper has since been in the pockets, in the payroll of La République du Cameroon. And the time has come for us to stop this nonsense, this gibberish that the public call journalism. Ground Zero must stop paying a dime or any franc to purchase, to read that newspaper. It is not worth reading because what is in there is paid for, bought and paid for by La République du Cameroon. Don't waste your funds. Give them money to pay taxes to French Cameroon, get money from French Cameroon to slander all of us. That should come to an end. Very, very important, ladies and gentlemen. And there are quite a number of papers like this, but I had to zero down. I had to zero down on this paper because it has been doing this for quite a period of time. You want to read good newspapers in Cameroon, or you want to read good newspapers in Ambazonia, the Post is one of the best. They are very professional. The Voice is one of the best. They are very professional. I will talk of Eden. I will talk of the Sun. I will talk of what is the paper published by Charlie Indigenous. These are some good papers that every Ambazonian should be patronizing. The Post, the Voice, Eden, the Sun, and I think there are a few others, and the Star. Those are a few good newspapers out there that Ambazonians should sponsor. Not the Guardian Post, not some Herald Tribune that I see out there. There are quite a number of them now, publishing junk, empty nonsense. This is very important. If we have to win this war, we have to win this information war, propaganda war that they are releasing upon us. Everyone should take note. Do not spend a franc. Do not spend a franc to go out to buy a copy of this newspaper that you find here, because it is being paid for to spoil this struggle by French Cameroon. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take you to the most important story of the day, the most important story of the day. And I'd like you to take a moment. I want you to take a moment and watch this. I'd like you to take a moment, ladies and gentlemen. I am taking you to the most important story of the day. Yesterday, we all learned of the death. We all learned of the death of Chief Paul Fonyi in Kemanya. Chief Paul Fonyi in Kemanya. We have now classified the death of Chief Nkemanyang as part of the killing spree that is ongoing at the moment in our country. Before I take you into the story, what we know, what we have learned, I'd like you to spend 2 minutes and listen to what Paul Nkemanyang is saying here, just a few weeks, just about a week before he was killed yesterday.
Cross the bridge. But it was normal. I told the governor, we have come to see you as a father, the direct representative of the head of state of the Southwest region. That's why we are here. If you can throw some light, shed light on the whereabouts of Wazizi. And I'm sure he has told us exactly that Wazizi was taken to Yaoundé. And we are all aware that when at any time Yaoundé can order you to send this person there. So I want to appeal to you people, we must not relent in this issue. We must find out whether Wazizi is truly dead, or if he's dead, where is Wazizi's corpse? I spoke in the governor's office in tears as I saw President Barack Obama, the former president of the United States, President Barack Obama, weeping when he was talking about George Floyd. I've also told them that the difference between us and uniformed men is that we don't wear uniform or we don't carry guns. But we must work as Cameroonians. We must. Journalists should not be treated as though they have no place to go to. We must work for the interests of this country, and in doing so, everybody must be a participant. Nobody should bully a journalist. Nobody, because you carry a gun or you carry what, don't bully. Otherwise, if Cameroon was one country, we would have called for nationwide lockdown of the press. But unfortunately, it cannot happen. It can happen in Nigeria, where they have one union, Nigerian Union of Journalists. But in Cameroon, if you do it, CRTV will not obey. Maybe Cameroon TV will not obey. Other government will not obey. We are talking about
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very, very sad day. A very, very sad day. In the history of journalism in Amazonia, and in the history of this struggle in particular, yours truly knew Chief Nkemayang very, very intimately. I worked with him. We did a lot of things together, and only 2 weeks ago, another journalist, Wazizi, was killed. Wazizi was picked up in Buea under instructions, ladies and gentlemen, instructions from the governor of the Southern Zone, colonial governor, I mean to say, from the Southern Zone, the man you find on your screen. He was picked up in 2017, taken to unknown destination. He was taken, his arrest was ordered by the colonial governor in the Southern Zone, Bernard Okalia. Wazizi was picked up. He was a broadcaster of Pidgin News in the local TV station in Buea. He was picked up, taken to Yaoundé, put in, incarcerated at the set, and owing to the severe torture that was meted upon him, he died. And when he died, they secretly buried him. And it is only recently it became evident that he was killed. Journalists, the syndicate of journalists in the Southern Zone, gathered at the colonial governor's office in Buea to demand accounting for the death of Wazizi. The governor said he washed his hands, but before saying that, he admitted that he was aware, or he passed the instructions for him to be picked up and taken to La République du Cameroon, precisely in Yaoundé. So Wazizi was taken there, left there to tortured to die. The journalists, the syndicate of journalists in the Southern Zone, gathered in Buea in the office of the colonial governor, Bernard Okalia, to demand for the corpse of Wazizi. Bernard Okalia said he has no control over what happened to Zizizi. He had no control what happened to Zizizi, to Wazizi, but he was aware that he was taken. He gave instructions for him to be arrested and taken to Yaoundé. So in the clip that we have just seen with Chief Paul Fonyi Nkemayang speaking there, insisting that they must find out, they must receive the corpse, the remains of Wazizi. That was in front of the governor's office in Buea, the colonial governor in Buea, Bernard Okalia. After they left that meeting, ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. This is the crux of this story. After they left that meeting, Chief Nkemayang had another TV interview last week I think it was this week, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, in Douala. He had a TV interview in Douala. Now, it is important that we realize, that Chief Fuanyi in Kemayang is not only one of the veterans journalists that we have in Amazonia. He is the Africa president of the Commonwealth Journalists Association. So he heads the Commonwealth Journalists Association for all of Africa. He is also one of the founders of Camarsearch, which is they call it Cameroon Journalism. It's a Cameroon journalism organization. That's what they call it in those days. I guess today it will be Amazonia Journalists Association. He is one of the founders. He is also one of the executives of the so-called CJA, Cameroon Journalists Association. Again, it should be Amazonia Journalists Association. So, Mr. Old Chief Kemayang wasn't a baby out there. In Victoria, where he has lived all his life, he is a household name. He is a celebrity, not just because he was a journalist, but also because he is also a chief, ladies and gentlemen. Now, after his interview in Douala, I think that was Monday, while still getting details as they come in, he returned home to his house in Victoria. Now, Bernard Okalia, the colonial governor of the Southern Zone, sent for him, invited him to come and meet him privately. Chief Fuanyi refused to honor that invitation. He bluntly told Bernard Okalia, if it is about Wazizi, he will not meet him privately without seeing the corpse of Wazizi. And so he refused to meet Bernard Okalia. I'm talking about this week, ladies and gentlemen. And so we have now learned that yesterday, he began complaining of some pain in the stomach. He was rushed to the Baptist Hospital in Victoria, and he was administered some injections, but it just got worse. By 11 p.m. Amber time, that same yesterday, he passed. We are holding Bernard Okalia, and we want every Amazonian. Bernard Okalia has a hand. Bernard Okalia, the colonial governor of the Southern Zone, has a hand in the killings of both Chief Kemayang, the killings of both Chief Kemayang and Wazizi. These two journalists that you find on your screen. Bernard Okalia, ladies and gentlemen, must be held to account. The colonial governor must be held to account for the death of our people. Now, this is very, very important. It is becoming a weekly occurrence. It is becoming a weekly occurrence that our people are being slaughtered or being killed like flies. The other day it was Mbandam who was poisoned, as we learned, and he died. It was also lawyer Samachas who dropped and died like a chicken. That's another one, is it the manager of PMDP or something like that, whose corpses are still lying at the mortuary in Victoria, killed by the regime. And now we talk of Wazizi, we also talk of Chief Kemayang. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to hold Bernard Okalia to account. We have to do everything to make life very, very miserable for Bernard Okalia in Victoria. I think we will actually put a warrant upon his head, because, ladies and gentlemen, we do not need him. He is unwanted in the southern zone. His presence there is illegal. He is usurping some a foreign authority in our territory, and we must do everything to arrest him, to have him give account to all these killings in our territory. This is the message, ladies and gentlemen, I thought to bring to you. Chief Nkemanyang is gone. Wazizi is gone. We don't know who next will go. We will have to stop this. We will have to stop this and stop Okalia, stop every colonial divisional officer, stop every colonial imposed mayor upon us before we can ever see an end to the death, the killings of our people. That is what French Cameroon is doing now. Anybody they suspect is supporting this revolution on ground zero, supporting this struggle on ground zero, they quietly, silently go after him and kill him, either through an accident or through poison, as they did with Mbandam, as they did with Samachas, as they did with Chief Nkemanyang, or as they did through torture to Wazizi. Ladies and gentlemen, as we see these things every day, what else can convince us that we have cut our umbilical cord from French Cameroon? Every form of relationship we had with French Cameroon, ladies and gentlemen, if you see all these things and you still think that we can ever have a relationship with them, after they slaughter our children, slaughter our parents, slaughter our mothers, slaughter our elite, we still go back to negotiate, to live with them? That will never happen. That will never happen. Ladies and gentlemen, on ground zero, you remain courageous. Remain very, very courageous, ladies and gentlemen, on ground zero. We will win. Good always prevail over evil. And I can assure you, it may take some time, but we will prevail. This struggle will prevail over the hegemony, the dictatorship, the colonialism, the annexation of French Cameroon. We will prevail. And so, we are urging you on ground zero, put on strength, put on courage. And just as our restoration forces are doing, we want all of you, do whatever that you can do to preserve this struggle until victory is ours. I will now open the phone lines. To take your calls. I can see the calls are already coming in. Let me take the first caller. And when you call, ladies and gentlemen, before you call, make sure your telephone, make sure your set, the volume of your set is turned down. Make sure the volume of your set is turned down before you call, because I will not take your call. I will not take your call if you do not turn down the volume of your set. Okay, let me get the first caller here. Hello, sir. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Chris. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Yeah, I think the only way we can reduce or stop the killing of our people is to go for an eye for an eye. That's the only way. That's the only way. An eye for an eye. If they kill our people in Mutengene, we have to balance it. Maybe in Bamenda or in Kumbo, we have to look for these French people and balance the equation. We have to go for an eye for an eye. I think it is the only solution. Thank you.
Thank you for the call. That is your opinion, but I can assure you that We will do everything officially in the mood of self-defense to go after those who kill and maim our people. That I can tell you. Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello, good evening, Secretary Chris.
Good evening, sir. May I know where you are calling in from, please?
Okay, I am calling in from Buea.
Okay. What is your contribution?
All right, so, okay, my contribution is, let me start first of all with the newspaper.
Okay.
This newspaper, to me, I say that they are using the newspaper to wash brain people. That newspaper is to wash people's brain so that they will never know the truth. They wash brain people's mind through those newspapers.
Right.
And to me, just as a first caller say, it's time to do the thing eye for an eye. Eye for an eye. If they touch this one, they are still francophones roaming around. We should pay back for them too. Maybe when they see we started, they'll know that we are serious. But right now, they have right to arrest people privately and secretly. Why? Because the ground is cool. If the ground is hot, they will not have that power. So that's my contribution, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for the call. Thank you for that. All right. Let me get to the next caller. Ground zero. Hello, sir. Hello.
Good evening, Secretary Chris.
Good evening, sir. May I know where you're calling from?
I'm very grateful for the program that you are hosting this evening.
Thank you. Where are you calling from? What county are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Ground Zero.
What county?
I'm calling from Ground Zero.
What?
Fako.
Fako, okay. So, yes, go ahead, please.
Fako.
All right.
Yeah, I just want to talk about the ghost town in Mutengede that is not really respected.
Okay, I hear you, but I would prefer we talk about. I hear you. Hold on. I hear you, but I would prefer we focus on the subject at hand, the killings and the propaganda that is being propagated by newspapers paid by French Cameroon, like the Guardian Post. You have anything about that?
Okay. Saying it's really true concerning about the death of that chief, and I really see that what is about an eye for an eye, that is what we might be looking to do now, because our people, our elite, while we are just sitting and watching at them every day, they kill every day kill our people, sit and begin to watch at them. I think we change our strategy and see how we can taking them down also.
All right, thank you. I think I get you. Unfortunately, your network is not very good. Thanks for the call. Okay. Hello, sir. Hello.
Oh, good evening, sir.
Please turn down the volume of your set and focus on the phone.
Yeah.
All right.
Getting you.
Where are you calling from, sir?
Yeah. I'm calling from one part of Europe, Sweden.
Sweden, okay. And what is your contribution?
Yeah, what the second caller said about it is like as they are using maybe some certain poison or chemical among people, it's good that those restaurants, I think we can take care of those restaurants, discuss with those women that they are preparing food, because what they are doing to poison our people, we also go by poison. If it's not true, the arms, but we can go through poison, even through water. They can also be poisoning them. That is also good. My own idea.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for the call. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, there was some information there. Let me get to the next caller. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello. Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Turkey.
From Turkey. Okay. And what is your contribution, sir?
Yeah, I want to appreciate you for the good work that you are doing. In fact, you are doing a marvelous job. Okay, my contribution goes as this. I think to take out these people, to remedy this situation, we need to set up so many intelligence on the ground in every county.
Right.
Yes, so we need to, every county should have an informant, maybe like 20 informant that can give information to our guys all over. And with this thing, it's easy to take out these French people and the military. So we have to organize ourselves. We have to organize, each county should have intelligence to take information. So I think doing this, we're going to succeed.
Well,
so this is all about my contribution.
Thank you. I think the NSC has now set up a permanent intelligence unit, and I believe they are listening, and that intelligence should be on ground zero too, as much as in the diaspora. Thank you. Okay. Mr. UN.
Hello, Secretary Chris.
Hello, sir.
Thank you for the show. Thank you for the hard work that you are doing there to educate our people back home.
Thank you.
I want to take this opportunity and ask all Amazonia people to join their counties. We should mobilize and join our counties so as to get La Republic out of Amazonia. Nothing good can come with anything with La Republic. So I'm on this note calling on people like Honorable Wiba and the rest who are out there telling people that people must unite. There is no way for us to do this thing than joining and mobilizing our counties to promote good institutions, rather than going to collaborate with people who already endorse the Republic National Dialogue and they are refusing the issue of a government, which consequently meaning that they are not for any sovereignty any longer. So Amazonia people, you should understand that anybody calling for collaboration now, that person is having a hidden agenda. We are already collaborating in the act, we are collaborating our counties and our LGAs. So there is no way that we can go and collaborate with those who have been colluding with La Republic, with the Canto and the rest. And we cannot achieve any freedom without having a government, our institution, being Amazonia. Those who are against the issue of a government, they are already giving up on the issue.
All right. I think you are going off topic a little bit there, UN. You have something to contribute in about the things I've discussed today?
Well, the major thing is just that all Amazonians are they are in prison. They are prisoners.
Yeah.
From the Republic. We only need to send the Republic away by coming together. There is no exception. No one is free from the Republic, including even the Prime Minister, John Gute, all of them. The fact that they cannot express themselves freely, it means that the Republic is not a safe haven for them. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for the call. That is the one and only UN. All right. Let me see who is next. Ground zero. Hello, sir. Hello. I think that's a bad connection there. Let's see who is next. All right. Hello, sir.
Good evening, Secretary, please.
Good evening, sir. May I know where you are calling in from, please?
Yeah, I'm calling in from the northern zone in Mezam.
Okay, and what is in your mind?
Yes, I happen to be one of the fighters spiritually. I'm a spiritual fighter.
Oh, you're a spiritual fighter.
Yeah.
You fight at night or what?
Yeah, I fight in the context that we hold prayers very firmly. We pray.
Oh, okay, you pray.
Yes, I even had some of them in the northern zone precisely. I don't want to tell you the place, the exact place where they happened, where
some of these two enemies had an accident. I think 3 or 4 of them died. I wasn't present in my own land and around my farm.
Okay. When you say some of these guys, who are you? When you say some of these guys, who are you referring to?
Our enemies.
Okay.
I'm referring to our enemies. You know, the colonial army.
Okay.
Yeah, they had an accident. Yes.
And it was caused by your spiritual prayers?
They lost. They were told. Yes, prayers. We are holding it very firm.
Okay.
We are holding it very firm over here. If I've not been calling you, it was just due to some kinds of ups and downs. I didn't get a nice phone and so on. I've been so moved to call you, but just due to the fact that I didn't get a nice phone to make you a call, you know.
Now you have a nice phone and a very good network, it seems.
Yes, exactly. I have a nice phone and a very good network. I'm an artist of profession.
You're an artist by profession?
I do painting.
Okay.
Yes, I do painting. I paint portraits. I was even intending to paint that of our president, and even worse, it's just that I've not got as yet the materials. But in the nearest future, I'm going to send you some of my paintings. You see what I can do.
All right. Thanks for the call. Let me get to other callers, please. Remain safe.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. All right, the calls are flying in here from ground zero. I think this is a bad connection here. Okay, let me see who else is calling here. If you can't call, ladies and gentlemen, drop a message. If you can't call, drop a message. I may be able to find time to read your message here before I call it a day. So go ahead and let me read this comment here. The Guardian Post is a fake newspaper and reports nonsense. All right. All right. Let me see who the next caller is. Hello.
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 Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. Please, can you lower the volume of your set and focus on your phone, please?
Yeah.
There's a lot of fidgeting in the background.
Yeah, I've low it. I just want to greet you then. I want to tell you that let also focus on those doctors in the hospitals also.
Okay.
Our restoration forces should go through them because they are the one killing our people.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so thank you very much.
All right. Thanks for the call, sir. All right. Okay. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. May I know what county you are calling from, please?
I'm calling from Ground Zero.
What county on ground zero?
I'm at La Republic, in Yaoundé, but I'm calling in Ground Zero.
Okay, all right. What is your contribution, sir?
Yes, my contribution is that I wanted to just talk about what the La Republic is doing with our people.
Okay.
Yes, because we back home here at Ground Zero, we are very angry what La Republic is doing. Because there's a lot of misunderstanding between some of us. So people are not in one focus. So it's not really good. So we need to talk to county so that they should be together. But when they be together, they will see how they will drive out the republic in our territory.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Your network is not very good. Thanks for the call. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if I don't have any other caller, no, the calls are coming in. This is ground zero. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Ground Zero, especially Meme.
Meme. Okay. How is K-Town today, sir?
No, K-Town is cool.
All right. What is your contribution?
Yes. Yeah, I have two contributions to make, 2 points. The first is that the problem of the Guardian Post is not a newspaper that people should take their time and concentrate on it. We have already understand that most of them are working with when we look it, we already understand all what they have wrote. So it's not interesting for us to even come across it. That's my first point. Then the second is that there is a systematically elimination of most of the Anglophone elite, the powerful elite. Like they started this with.
Are you still there? Hello? Hello? Okay. Poor network there, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see if I got any messages here. Secretary Chris, our people should not take hospitals and clinics as a sort of pride when they are sick to go there. Avoid these medical facilities. I think I actually made an announcement the other day stemming from some information from a medical doctor on the ground. We are warning Ambazonians on ground zero. It doesn't matter where you are on the side of La Republique or on our side. If you are sick, please choose to go to a private medical clinic or health center. It is better for you to go there than go to any of these French Cameroon government hospitals, especially where the medical practitioners there are francophones. Be very, very, very careful. They are using the opportunity of corona to kill, slaughter Ambazonians like flies. Every death is coronavirus. Every death is coronavirus without the ability to even test to know results for those viruses. All right, let me get this caller here. Hello, sir.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Ground Zero.
What county are you?
From Ambazonia.
Ambazonia, which county?
Kumbu country.
Kumbo country. All right, that is okay. What is your contribution, sir?
Okay, my own contribution, I say about that newspaper.
Okay.
You know, say newspaper we don't move Prime Minister say be the best.
Yeah, hold on there. You make a very, very critical point there. Ladies and gentlemen, a newspaper, what newspaper conducts an award and the Prime Minister who is killing his people is the best man of the year? Yes, go ahead.
So for that one, when we don't hear say newspaper don't talk something, then when I go say that we don't already know say the newspaper are the best newspaper for life. So we know the still put we ourselves for inside that kind of newspaper then.
Let me tell you people on ground zero, if wanna stop for buy this newspaper, I be talk for the publisher say if you continue with that kind of journalism, we will ban them. We'll not go ban them, but we will tell you Ambazonians wanna exercise, wanna right for ground zero, not to buy a copy of this newspaper any day. We get better newspapers out there The Post na good newspaper. The Voice na good newspaper. Eden na good newspaper. The Sun na good newspaper. I know about these ones, but as far as the Guardian Post be concerned, if it tell me say even if we ban their paper, they will still continue to produce. Of course, they will continue to produce, but let me assure them, La République du Cameroon can only give them money for so long, especially when La République know that Ambazonians don't buy it. They will not continue to put them on their payroll. So Ambazonians, stay away from the Guardian Post. Ignore it. Don't don't pick a copy of it. Let it return to them unsold. Yes, sir. Go on.
Okay, for about our people, then where they kill them.
Yes.
Mostly they kill them in the hospital. And some day where you don't come out, we say me will take care for hospital. Me any man the be sure say hospital there, so me they go now for private. Even we are medical doctor them where they be a specialist and they know for the treat people them very well. Pass that hospital. For me, I prefer say me will hold on for our medical doctor them. They go meet up them. Because no sick, no still there now where we are medical doctor no way treat them. Because for now, La République don't fall now the key we are people them for hospital. How when they talk so not true.
All right.
They don't try with the gun, they don't pass them power. But I tell you, Secretary Chris, we don't already get independent. Even by spiritually, we must finish them one by one, and they go. That one, I salute you too. Talk for you, say we there for you. You there for my temple. I pray for you any day, any time.
Me I there for your temple.
No nothing, no go tell you.
Me I there for your temple.
You will come know me na day when me and you don't meet up for Buea before I tell you who be me.
All right.
When I go one you go join now. I be talk say we independently remain 4 months. Now it remain 3 months. We go get that independent.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for the call. Stay safe, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Okay. Calls are still coming in, and I will still take few more calls, ladies and gentlemen. And I like the calls calling from ground zero. Hello, sir. Hello. I think this is a bad connection or bad network. All right, let's see who else is on the line. Let me read this comment. Secretary Chris, I always called, and my call are not picked up. But no problem, I will always support the struggle. We should send somebody behind him to chop him off. Guardian Post is not Ambazonian paper. All right, absolutely. Okay, let me get to this other caller here. Hello, sir.
Yes, good evening, Secretary Chris.
Good evening, sir. You're calling from Meme, I guess.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, you are one of those callers that I have taken note of. So what is going on, sir?
Yes. Yes, concerning what you have just said, especially with the newspaper and probably the TV station.
Yes.
You know, like this prime media, to me, I classify it as one of the most useless stations that someone can ever watch.
I have watched. You know, we don't have them here live, but I see once in a while. I see them on the social media live, so-called prime media. That's what they call it, a TV station. It's a useless television station.
Yes, we here on ground zero, we watch it because we have our satellite. We watch it. So there is one guy there, they even call Awilo, that is IPP.
Yes.
He's doing this pidgin presentation. And most of the time when you follow his programs, you will see that he's trying to, all what he tried to publish is to discredit, to bring things that are against this struggle.
Right.
Many other TV stations that I usually follow, you see that they bring things that are against the struggle.
Right, right. Equinox so far has done a great job until very recently, and I really want to hope that they will correct themselves. They don't want to fall within that circle of people trying to fight the revolution.
Yes, obviously, that's what Equinox, I used to watch them, but what they are just doing nowadays, actually, I don't just even watch any of these Cameroon stations. That's why we even recommend that you people be coming with live broadcast so that it will keep us occupied. So we don't watch all this junk that is coming from our own people who are in La Republique.
Right. No, very soon, very soon ABC will be news round the clock. News round the clock. Beginning next month, we are putting together a news team here at ABC, and you will watch ABC News every day like you watch Al Jazeera News. That is what is coming up. I think you guys have an option.
Yes, really, we are really waiting.
All right. Thank you for the call, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, support ABC. Let's you hear what our people are saying there. Let me read this from our correspondent on Ground Zero. Greetings, sir. Please, this should be on ABC. When I gave you the names of those kidnapping in Bafut, General Tiger's name was there. Another school of thought emerged and said Tiger wasn't a kidnapper. I would like that some school of thought to come out. I would like that some school of thought come out and challenge me that Tiger is not a kidnapper. Sir, this is urgent. They need to be taken to another county for a serious punishment. The author of the message has forgotten the name of one notorious. All right, I will have to get some details of this report. Okay, and this one, right? Please tell us about the suffering of Amazonian prisoners. Secretary Chris, give us the names of the editor so we can stop in other ways, times. Secretary Chris, give us the editor's name so that we can stop his. I don't know the name of the editor. I know the publisher of the Guardian Post. The name is Inga Christian. God Christian, that is the name of the publisher. Somebody writes, glad to know you are going 24 hours live next month. Wow. May the Lord give you divinely inspired ideas for ABC on top. Thank you, sir. Thank you, comrade. Now, 24 hours, we have always been 24 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, we've always been 24 hours. Unfortunately, for those of you in the diaspora, you cannot get ABC 24 hours because we are limited per the number of hours that we can broadcast on Facebook and, of course, YouTube. So after I leave you here, ABC is still running 24/7 on Ground Zero. What I meant by the news is that once we start the news unit, the news division, we have been working with Al Jazeera, DW, and some other news channel to run news on ABC for all this time. But instead of getting your news from Al Jazeera as we normally would do, or DW, or Sky News, you will be getting it directly from ABC producers, ABC journalists, and you will get it round the clock. At the top of every hour there will be news from ABC, not just Amazonian news, world news. In fact, the title of ABC News is ABC World News, not Amber News, but ABC World News. But we will always start locally. All right, let me get this other callers here. Okay. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Please, can you turn down the volume of your set and focus on the phone?
Sorry, Comrade Creed. I will do it now. Comrade Chris, can you get me?
I can hear you 5 on 5, so go on. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the United Arab Emirates, Comrade Chris.
All right, thanks, sir. What is your contribution?
My name is Comrade Morris. So, Comrade Chris, regarding the chief who just died, or who was poisoned by Bernardo Calabelan, I just have this, I think the microphone was, maybe they used like a poisonous substance on the microphone which he was using. So once he inhaled what that is, because they brought it closer to him, if you look how the microphone was, it seems as if the microphone or the surface on the microphone was poisoned. Then he inhaled the substance which was on the microphone. That was like my own observation and like an intelligence. And that is what they are trying to do on our people. They might not just give food or any substance which they will eat and die. And I want to say thank you, Comrade Chris, for what you are doing. And I'm a son of Momo, where I'm calling on all Momo children, son and daughter, everywhere in the world to join in the draft which is coming up on Sunday. Thank you so much, and God bless you for what you are doing.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your call. Of course, you know there are very many diverse ways to poison somebody. As far as Chief Nkemayang is concerned, we still really do not know what form of poison. That he was poisoned and killed is a fact. And Bernard Okalia, ladies and gentlemen, his hand is there. He summoned Chief Nkemayang privately to his office, and Nkemayang refused to go. And the next thing we knew, Nkemayang died. All right. So, let me see who else is on the line here. Okay. See, somebody writes, Chris, our people should stop going for interviews because microphones are being poisoned. Well, I don't know. If a microphone is poisoned, then every other person who uses it should die, right? So I don't know, but that is a good point, though. If you have to go for an interview, insist that the producer or the managers of that station inhale that microphone. So if you have to die, all of you should die. All right? Okay? So let me see who else has a message here. Okay, do you know why they kill more of our people? Do you know why they kill most of our people? Is because most people run to Yaoundé to take positions in La République du Cameroon government. Well, that is partly true. That is where Mbandam died. And many continue to die. Okay. This person writes, let us focus on doctors in the hospitals, please. Let us focus on doctors in the hospitals, the BIROs, the mayors, the governors, the teachers. All right? Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think at this moment we will call it a day. I want to thank all of you for tuning in, joining the broadcast today. Ground Zero remain courageous. Our restoration fighters remain resilient and courageous and determined as ever to root out every French Cameroon military personnel and their colonial officers, talking about the mayors, talking about the SDOs, talking about the governors, talking about every Francophone with French Cameroon interest in our territory. Those people at land survey in Bamenda, land survey in Buea, taxation in Bamenda, taxation. These are the people who are depriving our people of their own property. All of the southern zone, ladies and gentlemen, if you are not Francophone, you are not being sold land, because you go to land survey, nobody will issue you land documents. It is happening in the northern zone too. We have to work. We are not working as fast and as much as I would really like. We have to start arresting these situations before they escalate. We cannot allow Francophones walking free and depriving our own people of their entitlements, Thank you very much for tuning in. Sunday is Momo World Draft Day. Sunday is Momo World Draft Day. So I expect to see, ladies and gentlemen, I expect to see all of you showing up for Momo World Draft. Now, before I forget, I have a basket of $5,000 that has to be filled for Momo's draft. My wife, ladies and gentlemen, is from Njikwa local government. Njikwa local government. So Njikwa local government need to draft $5,000. $5,000 for Njikwa. And if you are a friend of Chris Anu out there, a supporter of Chris Anu out there, I look forward to having your $500, your $1,000, your $100, your $50 in that basket. And that basket is going towards Njikwa, or is going for Njikwa local government. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope that you have a very, very great night, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.